Welcome back to the Catknit Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, August 5th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have various social medias that you can follow me on. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I am most active on Instagram, so if you are interested in what I get up to when I'm not recording, that is the place to be. I also have show notes, so links to things that I will be talking about. I will hopefully remember everything. If I do not, feel free to send me a message. Everything will be there. So if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog is down below. Or if you're on my blog already, everything is already there. I'm also a knitting pattern tech editor. So if you know of someone who is in need of or is interested interested in a editor for upcoming knitting patterns, whatever they may be, I would love to work with you. If you'd like to find out more information, you can either send me a message or on Instagram, or you can check out the Graceful Edits tab on my blog. So yeah, that is good information. It has been 3 weeks since we have last chatted, and we have knitting to talk about. Not as much knitting as I had intended, and we have some kind of like random surprises here and there. But we have some knitting to talk about. I'm not sure how long this episode is going to be. We're just gonna do whatever feels good. I'm feeling particularly low energy today. I think it's the heat. Honestly, it's been very hot. It's been very hot. I know, isn't that right? Rust is sitting in the window. That's right over here. So he's very content to look out the window and not drink my iced coffee, which is what I know he would love to do if he realized I had one. Anyway, so if you would like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, whatever it is, I hope it is bringing you joy and or rest, or I'm helping you get through an unpleasant task such as laundry, which I'm going to be doing later. I also have some meal prepping I need to do, and it is late in the day and I need to get on with things. So if you like to do all of those things, none of those things, whatever it may be, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. I made myself an iced coffee. I've been pretty good. Hi, this is a knitting podcast, and we're going to talk about my caffeine intake. I have been really good about not having any caffeine or a lot of caffeine really past a certain time of the day in the past couple of weeks, and that's really been helping me fall asleep more easily. What a difference that can make. And I unfortunately I'm not doing that today. But that's okay. You know what? I really need a little buzz. And I made a really great iced coffee, and it tastes really good, and I accidentally matched my straw to my cup, and it's a vibe. And here we are, ready to talk about some knitting, my friends. How have you been? What have you been up to? What are you working on, right? Are you watching the Olympics? Because I am. I love the Olympics so much. So much. Words cannot describe how much I love the Olympics. It's just so exciting. I do have a new project to go along with the Olympics. Why I didn't record last week? Oh, Rusty's fallen asleep on the windowsill. That is adorable. Last week we went on vacation with my in-laws. We went to Port Aransas. I'm actually wearing my Port Aransas shirt, souvenir shirt, which is a little beach near Corpus Christi, if you are familiar with the geography of Texas. It was very nice, very wonderful. During that time, the vacation time, the Olympics started. So we watched the opening ceremonies. I cast on my new Olympic socks, and it was a wonderful time. It was really great. I only got a little sunburnt. It was worth it, and it was all good. I'm one of those people that just like burns easily. It's just, it happens. Like, I can do everything in my power to not get sunburnt, and it still happens. And so the fact that I only got a little sunburnt and not a lot sunburnt, I am taking as a personal victory right there. You know, everyone's different. Everybody takes on sun differently, but me in particular, I burn easily, and even though I do everything in my power, so it is what it is. But it was so much fun. We had a lot of good times together, lots of laughs, lots of good food, beach time, knitting time. I did knit on the beach. I am super excited. I also have knitting events coming up next month that I'm really excited about, that have kind of popped out of nowhere, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But let's get to the projects right now. Everyone, this is going to come as an actual surprise to you. I have a test knit. What? After not having a test knit for so long, I have a test knit. I'm a big fan of Tori Yu and all of her patterns that she has designed over the years. The first one I think I test knit for her was the Brooklyn Raglan, the DK weight one, and I also test knit the fingering weight version as well. So I actually have 2 Brooklyn Raglans, which are honestly some of my favorite sweaters I've made, most worn, love them. So when she posted a picture of this Metropolitan pullover, is the name, she posted a picture, and I was like, it's knit on a big needle. Like, I know I have this in my stash, and I think it would be a fun way to kind of like do a different color combination than would have probably been my comfort color combination, if that makes sense. And I am loving it. I'm loving it. So like I said, it's knit on a big needle. I'm knitting it on a size 10. It's called the Metropolitan pullover. I am just barely right before dividing for the sleeves, so it doesn't really look like much. I am also somehow missing all my size 10s, and I'm a little frustrated by that because everything's just squished on this 24-inch, and that is a bummer. But that's no one's fault except for my own, so I can only be mad at myself. But I have loved working on this. This is so much fun, and the construction is one I haven't done in a long time. It's a contiguous, I believe, a contiguous shoulder. That's the technical term. So you got this little strip here. I also set up the camera a little bit differently in a different angle, and I don't know how it's going to work out showing things to you, so I do apologize. But you can see kind of right there in this little general area, we've got that little strip, and then we've got this little line of, oh goodness gracious, yarn overs right there, and then we start the sleeve shaping, and it just creates a really nice, like almost a cap sleeve, or not a cap sleeve, but it's like a set-in sleeve almost. I don't know if that's what you would call this particular construction, because it's not technically a set-in sleeve. Actually, I know it's not a set-in sleeve. Is that the right what I'm thinking of? I don't think that is, actually, now that I say that. Maybe it is. It's the one where you pick up all around and then you do the short rows back and forth, and like you kind of pick up as you go. That one. I don't like doing that, honestly. I haven't done that in forever, but it is very satisfying when you do it correctly, but goodness gracious, it is a pain to do. So this is not that. This is kind of like giving that shape, but it's not that. You have a bunch of yarn overs, and like normal increasings and things like that, and I'm just super excited. I am also, like I said before, this is a bit of a different color combination than I would have normally paired together. But for some reason, when I saw the picture of the sweater that Tori posted, I was like, I have 3 skeins of Heathered Handmaid's tweed that I really want to use, and then I also have some Chelsea Luxe mohair that's like kind of in the same color family, not really, but I think it would be really cool together, and it has created such a beautiful fabric, and I don't think you can really see it on the camera, which is a really big bummer. That's sad. I'm gonna do my best to make sure I post like better pictures on Instagram, so if you're interested and it's not showing up on your device, whatever you happen to be watching it on, I'm gonna do some better pictures. But the combination of the yarn and the mohair kind of create almost what I would call, like, it's giving iridescent vibes, because that makes sense. What's the vibe? That has been my thing this year, my friends. I just, like, everything's a vibe. We find the vibe. Is it a bad vibe? Like, describing things, it's a certain type of vibe. It's an iridescent vibe. What does that even mean? I don't know. Am I, like, subconsciously doing this because this is what the cool kids are doing? I have no idea. But it's truly a vibe. You know. Anyway, that was silly. I'm so sorry. Why did I say that? I'm loving working on this. What are the colorway names? That would also be important. I'm so sorry. I am now all over the place and feeling particularly rusty because it's been so, not rusty. Who's sleeping? I'm feeling out of practice, I should say. So my mohair is this. It's kind of like a gray-green with little splotches of pink and purple. It's Chelsea Luxe mohair in the Gingerbread House colorway. So, the ball band. Chelsea Luxe. Bye-bye. And I'm pairing it, as you have seen. It's also belonging in the wrong bag. That's not helpful. With this, you know, like, not what I would have thought to put together. This is Heathered Handmaids in her tweed sock in a colorway that I do not remember, but I do have the ball band, so I will tell you momentarily. Sincerity. It's kind of like a light purpley, cool toned pink with tweed. So, everywhere, as you do. But I am, like, so happy with how this is turning out. I am so excited to wear this. I really don't know. It's so hard to describe. Like, because of the cool toned pink and, like, the gray, I'm tangled, the gray green of the mohair and the little pops of pink and purple give it kind of that, like, iridescent vibe. Because, again, that makes total sense. I mean, in theory it does, but I don't think I'm doing a good job of, like, describing it, and I don't know if you can really see it, so you can see what I'm actually talking about. But I need to find my other size 10s, and then I will be happy. And I also need to divide for the sleeves. But I have women's gymnastics to watch this evening during prime time as a replay, so I'll probably work on that along with other things, because you know. Oh, I need to actually, I threw this in this bag during the vacation because I wanted to use a different bag to take to the beach. And consequently, because I needed a beach bag to put in my beach bag, a knitting beach bag to put in my beach bag. And that was a whole other project, and I honestly, that's in. So I completely switched up project bags, and I really just need to switch this up, but because this actually has a bigger project bag over there. I'm thought processing while recording. Look at me go. I'm so sorry. So yeah, that's my current test knit. And I keep getting distracted, and I'm so sorry. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, test knit. So yeah, that's my current test knit that I have on my needles, and honestly it feels like really nice, actually. Not gonna go crazy with my test knits by any means. I'm not signing up for any more right now. I'm just doing the one. I'm having a good time. It's gonna be great. I think it's coming out sometime in September, so that's very exciting. Keep your eyes peeled. I think it's going to be a good stash buster, a really quick sweater. And also, again, the interesting construction is a little bit different. So if you are kind of on the beginner end of goodness gracious, sweater knitting, and you want to try something different, then I think this would be a really perfect pattern, because also, again, big needles, goes fast, instant gratification, you feel good, all good things. The Metropolitan pullover, Metropolitan sweater, something like that by Tori, coming out sometime in September. So I don't know, I brought this over with me because I don't know if I made any progress on it. I had every intention on bringing my Steek project. Oh, I did make a good amount before, since last time we recorded. I recorded. You didn't technically record, but we know what I mean. I had every intention of bringing my Steek sweater project, the Eves cardigan, with me on vacation, purely with the intention of, so many intentions, knitting on this in the car, because like this is so woolly. That being said, I brought wool and mohair with me. I didn't knit on it on the beach, but I still did bring that with me. I think also because this is just so big. I didn't end up bringing this with me because also I was like, okay, we're going to be gone so many days, and what is my mental estimated knitting time? And also, like, there are times when I'm just tired and don't really want to knit, and that's totally okay. But yes, so I didn't actually bring this with me. But since we last chatted, I did make progress, as my progress keeper did show me, which now I can't actually find it. So I did make that much progress. It's about an inch. No, look at me go. This is the Eves cardigan by Kate Oates. This is a steeked, like I said, I keep saying. So we have color work. You can see my steek there down the middle. You can see how crinkled it is because it's been in my project bag for so long. I also have sleeve steeks on either side. I have one over here. I got one over here. I am pretty close, relatively, to being done with the body compared to where I was a while ago. We've made progress. But my Steek sweater, so sorry, I'm all over the place today. So I'm doing this as a knit along. If you've seen the past several episodes, you know that I've been doing this as a knit along with a couple friends who have steeked before, haven't steeked before, want to have steeking experience. I'm really excited. I feel like recently, and it's just the general algorithm for some reason, maybe just like giving me more videos and things that have to do with steeking. Or maybe there's just a lot of people that I follow that are actually steeking things right now, or both. So I'm just feeling very excited about this. Also because I know I'm like getting close to being done. Once I'm done with the body, honestly, and I like actually get it steeked, the sleeves I know are gonna go super quickly because they're just easy peasy. I may add some color work to the bottom of the sleeves just for funsies, but that's easy peasy. We'll figure that out when I get there, you know. What is my yarn? My yarn is Kelbourne Woolens Scout, which is the gray. I also have Kelbourne Woolens is the navy. The navy is Kelbourne Woolens. We have Sweet Sparrow yarn, Sweet Sparrow fiber. We've got some Cascade Heritage, we've got Suburban Stitcher, we've got Barocco Ultra Wool Fine, Lannis Light, I think. One of those two. And this was all stash busted except for the main color, which I got from my favorite yarn store, which is not local to me. It's in Colorado. It's my mom's local yarn shop, which is Maker and Stitch, which we do love very dearly. I am also, which is a nice little segue, because I am participating in one of their summer knit-alongs. I don't remember if we talked about it last time. But they have two different, I feel like I did. I'm participating in one of the knit-alongs that they're doing for the summer. One of them is a top that I cannot remember the name of, but it begins with an S that my mom is doing. And I am doing the other one, which is the Hipster Pullover by Hoagie Locatelli. I feel like I did. I could have sworn I'm feeling memories come back. Anyway. I've made great progress, and I'm now just tootling along in the round. But, whoa, what a beautiful sweater. It looks so much like a sweater. So this is, yes, I did talk about this because I remember talking about how all the finishing is done as you go, and so you don't really have to go back and, like, take care of anything, which is really nice. Anyway, what is this? This is an extra, like, what is going on here? Oh, I think that was like my first one and it was just super loose. That's fine. I'm not worried. Anyway, this is part of the Hipster General Collection by Hoagie Locatelli. So it's got this lace overlapping lace pattern on the shoulders, which is really nice, and then it goes into this very beautiful v-neck here, and it is striped. I am using Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, which is my first time knitting with it. I'm having a delightful experience. It is wonderful. I think it's going to be perfect for the hot, humid summers. Which we have a lot of time left that's going to be hot and humid. So yeah, I'm just having a grand old time. I have done all the shaping and everything, and I've joined, like I said, I joined in the round. It's kind of a drop shoulder vibe, so that's nice. And I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really cute. This is a good look. My yarn, the two yarns that I am using, like I said, Knitting for Olive, we have Olive, which is the green, and then Lamb's Ears, which is this blue-gray color. And I think it's just a really nice combination. Again, not what I would normally go for, but I kind of love it. It's kind of a vibe. It's the era of things, and it's also the vibe of things. I feel like that's my thing this year. So yeah, that's super exciting. I am really excited. We are actually going to be visiting my parents soon. So I would really like to maybe actually get that done. I don't think I'll be, no, if I really try, we can do it. There's no finishing. It's all going to be done. So I think if I really focus on that, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll get it done. I really like to wear it there because it's just really beautiful, and also because I'm going to Maker and Stitch and like really want to do that too. So speaking on Maker and Stitch, and then we will move on to the final section, the sock section of the episode. They have announced that Gudrun Johnston is the Shetland trader is going to be at their shop in September, the beginning weekend of September, and she's going to be doing some classes, and they're going to have a trunk show of Jameson, and I am so excited. And as you can imagine, I'm going to go with my mom. I'm so excited, which is really nice because I can go and stay with my parents, and it's wonderful, and I'm just like over the moon. Gudrun Johnston, her patterns she was one of the designers that my mom and I like really got into very, very, very early on in our knitting journeys. And like I've been knitting, I think her first pattern of hers that I knit may have been in like 2010, 2011. And I've followed her throughout all the various designing things that she's done, and I've always been a fan, and I'm just so excited. We saw her at one of the adjacent Rhinebeck events, and in the moment we just didn't have time to stop and say hi, but it was like, oh my goodness, that was her. She's walking by. My mom was wearing one of her sweaters, the Porty pullover, and now we get to go take classes from her, and I am over the moon. I don't know what the spaces are like, if there's any more spaces, if you are interested. I don't know, but maybe worth checking out if you are interested. So because of that, I pulled out my Porty pullover as well, and have been tootling along on that. I think I got maybe like 5 or 6 rows done since I pulled it out, but so not a ton, but still something. We love to see it. It's gorgeous. It's a colorwork pullover. I'm using stash that I planned for something else forever ago, and I cast this on with my mom. She casted hers on back in January. No, not this past January. January of 23. And my mom's Porty was her Rhinebeck sweater. And it is just so beautiful. She did such a good job and very inspirational for me. So I thought about like casting on another one of Gudrun's patterns, and I was like, I'm trying to figure it out, and I really like a summery top that she just came out with. I can't remember the name of it, and I had yarn for it in my stash that would work, but September in Colorado is different than September here in Texas, in Houston. So yeah, it's gonna be wool sweater, and maybe a little toasty, but I'm fine with it. It'll be okay. It's a fingering weight sweater. I will be okay. And like I said, it's not the same. It's hot here. It's not gonna be super hot there. It'll be cool by our standards. So I'm not worried. I may rethink this. I don't know. But right now, I'm just working on my Porty pullover, and yeah, I'm just so excited to get to do this, and to do this with my mom, and since we've been big fans of hers for such a long time, and to do it at Maker and Stitch. And I'm just so excited for them. So exciting. And to get Jameson. So much fun stuff is just going on. all good things, you know, just very fun things coming up. And a couple weeks after that is DFW Fiber Fest, which I am going to with my mom and sister like we did a couple years ago. So that's super exciting, and we don't really have any plans for that as of right now, but other than that we are taking classes. I'm super excited. We're taking a class from Stephanie Pearl McPhee, the Yarn Harlot, who again, my mom and I have been fans of forever, and just, there's been, in the past couple of years, there's been a lot of like full circle moments, I feel like, for my mom and I in our knitting journeys of like, wow, we started off here, fans of these people and these designers, and just like, we thought was just so cool, and here we are however many years later, and we're getting to meet these people and experience these things that we like, getting to go to Rhinebeck and all that kind of fun stuff. So I feel I'm very, very lucky and very blessed to get to experience all these fun things and get to do it with my mom and with my sister for the DFW, and it's just a lot of really good times indeed. So as for what I'm wearing to DFW, I don't know. As I was working on recording this, I remembered I finished my Flamingo Tulsa tank by Rebecca the Crayabea. I knit it out of Pearl Soho linen quill. It is folded and put away in the bedroom somewhere in there, and but it's done. So I loved working on it. I loved getting to wear it over vacation, and all the pictures and things are on my Instagram and also on my Ravelry project page, and so I will link that in the show notes if you're interested in finding out more information about that. But such a good pattern, like, for real, it is solid, truly so good, and I'm excited to knit more of these patterns that are just like really good staples. And doing the bust increases, like, it just fits so well, and the yarn is great, the color is great, it makes me so happy. Didn't use a ton of yarn, so many size options, so many fit options. Like, these patterns that Rebecca comes up with are just like, oh my goodness, so much information goes into these, and that's great. So if you have not knit any of her patterns, what are you doing? You need to go to that. They're really good, so would highly recommend. Again, I'm sorry I don't have it with me, but I have pictures various places, so go check those out. Definitely will be knitting with this yarn again. I loved working with it. I loved wearing it even when it was hot, which is saying a lot, honestly. It was a little toasty, but it was not as toasty as I thought it was going to be, so I was a little pretty pleasantly surprised. I wore it like the first half of the day, and then we had a beach day. But the first half of the day, it was on Sam's birthday, because the vacation also fell over Sam's birthday, and he and I went out in the morning and got like a little coffee, and we had a nice little breakfast date, birthday date, which is very fun. So I loved wearing it. It was great. And again, not super hot, and we did sit outside. It was really early in the morning, and we did sit in the shade, and there was a breeze. So there is that. But as someone who gets really cranky when I get overheated, I was not overheated. So I'm very particular about that. It is not my favorite. So this is a finished object. I also have half a finished object, one mermaid sock by Summer Lee Designs. I used Hue Loco. Ooh, those are little ends. Hue Loco in the Vanishing Cabinet colorway. And I also used some black stash for the heel and the toe. Here's the fun texture. And I know that this fits really well. It doesn't look like the normal, like, for some reason it just doesn't look like the normal socks that I make, and in my mind I'm like, that's not gonna fit. That's gonna be kind of too tight on the foot, and the leg's gonna be too big, and I don't know what's going on. It fits perfectly. Like, if you follow the pattern like you should, it's gonna work out just fine. It's a trust the pattern moment. So it was really super fun. I really need to get started on the second one because I am experiencing some second sock syndrome, if you will, and I really just need to get started. This texture, though it's super cool, it took me a long time. I know it doesn't take everybody a long time, but for some reason it was easy to memorize. I knew what I was doing. I didn't need to read the pattern, but it was just like, this is a little more fiddly than I thought it was going to be. I would do it again, obviously, because I have to for the second sock, but I would make another pair with this. And I'm glad that I decided to knit the foot plain. I thought that was a good choice, especially after doing the leg. I was like, I think I need to take a break from this. Otherwise, I'm going to burn myself out and I'm not going to be a fan. So for the sake of having a finished pair of socks, I need to do the foot plain. And I think that was a good call. So, but I'm super happy with how this has turned out. It's really very fun. I actually cast these on shortly before Hurricane Beryl hit Houston. So had those memories associated with this, so that's fun. And yeah, so I'm very happy with these. Just need to get the second one started, which I just need to do, you know. In other news, my Olympic socks. Everyone, we will be so proud of me because I have a full sock that's finished already. What? And it's just barely been over a week. And I finished these on Sunday, which was yesterday. Was it? Yeah, it was yesterday. Yes, because I finished these. Yes. So I just powered through these, honestly. Like, I loved working on these. And I have lost my train of thought. What are we going to say? Okay, so the yarn, obviously self striping, is Kirby Werby in the Afternoon Delights colorway. That's Knitting for Olive, not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Afternoon Delights colorway. This is Kirby Werby on her soft and squishy base. Ta-da! This was from a D-stash from a friend of mine, and I have been saving this particular skein of silk striping for the summer because these colors, my friends, are just so bright and happy and clearly just such a fun time. Please focus. Bye-bye. There we go. So, and I used Knit Picks Stroll for the toe and the heel, and it is Wonderland Heather, which is nice. I thought it was nice. I thought about doing white, and I just, like, for some reason, I don't have a good white or cream that it would be good for socks in my stash. I've got a ton of, like, single ply white and cream, and a ton of, like, DK weight white and cream, but nothing that would be good for socks, unfortunately. But that's okay. I honestly really like the blue. I think it's a super cute, like a different take of, like, still a light color. I think it's super cute. And I got coffee with some friends yesterday, Sunday, in the afternoon. And I got number 2 started. And I only messed up the pattern once that I'm doing, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but I'm just loving it. It's just so easy, and the colors are just so fun, and they're my Olympic socks, and I love the Olympics, and I love these socks. I just love everything. So the pattern, my friends, I need to find this post on Instagram because I was going to do this beforehand so I'd have all this information ready to go, and I did not. So I apologize. And we're not going to see spoilers for the women's gymnastics, except I think I just did. But that's okay. We know. We know the winners, you know. Just people are so good. This is the knitting. I'm looking for my knitting. We're going to find this and regroup. I'll be right back. Okay, I found it. Goodness gracious, that was harder than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. We found it. So, everyone, I follow Olivia of This Handmade Life on Instagram. She does knitting patterns and project bags and just does incredible work. I love her feed, and her sock patterns I think is just really great and just very inspirational. And she's got a lot of really cute sock patterns, like I said. She posted back in February, I have it saved in my like knitting folder, knitting inspo folder on Instagram. And literally what it is a like whatever basic sock pattern, and then you have 3 rows of stockinette and then 1 row of 1x1 ribbing, which she has written out. And I have, yeah, a 4-row pattern, 3-row stockinette, 1 row of 1x1 rib, changing to next color every 8 rows, because she was using minis in her post. And I think it works really great for self-striping. And so I will link, there's not an actual pattern to this, because it's, like I said, it's just your vanilla sock plus this little bit of texture, but I will link her Instagram post in the show notes and in my project page. But again, this was inspired by This Handmade Life's socks, Olivia's socks. But this was her finished that she did. It's not going to show very well, but she did this back in February, and I loved it so much, and I had it saved. And so when we were sitting there like watching the opening ceremonies, and like I had this all ready to go. I had it wound up. I knew what I was going to do. And I was like, well, I knew what I was going to do. I didn't know what pattern I was going to do. And so I was like browsing my library on Ravelry. I was browsing my Instagram knitting inspo folder. And then I came across that one, and I was like, oh man, easy peasy. We don't want anything too difficult. We need something that is like mindless, is gonna slow me down a little bit, because I don't want to like rip roar through these socks so quickly. And it is perfect. I'm gonna do this stitch texture for a lot more patterns in the future. I think it's just so pretty. It's so fun. It's so easy. It's so satisfying, and adds that little bit of like intrigue to the self-striping. I love it so much. So I am so happy with these, my friends. Like, this is just so exciting, and I'm loving working with this yarn. This is not my first Kirby Werby pair of socks, but I love them. They're just so nice. So just making progress on that. Clearly I did not suffer from second sock syndrome, because the yarn is so fun, and I love the stitch pattern. It's really easy, and so those are going to be done in no time. Lastly, I'm going to mention some future socks that I want to get done with my sock set from Kettle and Hearth that I purchased earlier earlier this year. I honestly can't remember when I did it. But this is the Ember sock set, and the colorway is Forest with Lime. So we've got this like foresty gray and this beautiful like limey color, the light green. And this is going to work perfectly, my friends, for the new sock collection, colorwork cuffs collection with Summer Lee. She's doing it. She's doing a year-long worth of colorwork cuffs. And they're the two that have been released already. And I think the pattern is technically on sale now. I don't know if it's still on sale. When I got it, was still on sale, and I got it yesterday or on Saturday. But it comes with two already. And the one that everyone's been doing that are like the little flowers up on the top cuff, I think would be just so cute. With this, I think it would be perfect. So, gonna do that. Those might be my next pair of socks. I do have socks I need to finish. But I really want to cast on these other socks because I'm bound and determined, my friends, to do this 12 socks. These 12 socks, one per month, maybe. Maybe. Plus other socks, plus other things, plus life. Whoa. It's doable. It's doable. People do it all the time. I just haven't done it yet, but that doesn't mean I can't do it. I think it's also fun having it start in July or in August, and so it's not necessarily like getting kind of maybe lost with all the other things that happen at the beginning of the year, the true beginning of the year. And so I think it's kind of fun to have that going on when it's like kind of like, oh, I just want it to be fall already. Give me pumpkin spice, give me cold weather, give me sweaters, give me falling leaves, that kind of thing. It's just kind of something fun, like a little treat to have. So that's just my personal opinion. That may not have made any sense, but that's how I feel about it. Anyway, that is all that I have for you guys this week. Thank you for being patient while I took more time off for our vacations, and yes, it's just, I appreciate the flexibility and all that jazz. But here we are, we're back again. We've got test knits to do, we've got some fun progress to make, we've got things to make for knitting events, and that's just really fun. So exciting. So, and we have the Olympics to watch while we do all of it, and that's just wonderful right now. I love it. Such a feel-good time, you know? It's just so wonderful. Anyway, we're not going to get on a tangent about the Olympics because that is not what this podcast is about. And I've already talked about all the knitting, so it's time to go. I have various social medias. I have show notes. I have tech editing information. I have all the things, all the various places. If you can't find any of those things, or I've forgotten something, or if you just like to say hello, please feel free to send me a message on Instagram. I would love that. Like I said, I have all the crafty plans. Clearly crafty. Hope you have crafty plans, and I hope that they are very successful with whatever they may be. If you have a particular Olympic project, which is not actually part of the Olympics, because I know that's the whole thing now that I'm saying that, you're crafting in tandem with the Olympics. Let's say that. I know Tour de Fleece is finished, and I'm still thinking about the spinning yarn for Andrea Mowry's Rhinebeck sweater for this year. I still really want to do that. There have been so many people that I've seen online put together kits that are more geared towards lighter weight yarns, which is really exciting. because the pattern was originally written for worsted, which is not a problem, but definitely it's even more enticing if it's a lighter weight for those of us who live in a hot climate and have fewer months of cold weather. So I need to do some more thinking and mulling it over and figuring out what exactly I want to do spinning wise, and then I will figure it out. But that's not a, like, I have to do that right now by any means. It doesn't even have to happen this year, honestly. Like, the thing is, I would like to do it. This is how I'd like to do it, and I don't know when it's happening. But these are the overarching plans, general plans, nothing set in stone. So, that is that. I must go. I have laundry to do. I have food to prep for the week and for dinner. And I'm gonna go turn on some fun YouTube videos and get to it. Continue to drink my iced coffee and water because hydration is important. Don't forget to drink your water today. And I hope you're staying cool if it's hot where you are. I hope you're staying warm if it's cold where you are. Hope you are just very happy with the weather that is going on around you. And yeah, I think that is all that I have. Rusty is still asleep on the windowsill. It is very adorable. And he's twitching a lot. Sweet little boy. Anyway, that is all that I have to say. And I will see you all next time. Hopefully with a few finished items. I don't know, we will see. But that would be really nice, you know. Not just one, but a few. A couple. I don't know. No guarantees. Life happens. It's okay. But at least one pair of socks. Let's say that. I think I'm on a good pathway to having a pair of finished socks for next time. Anyway, all that being said, I will see you all next time. Thank you for being here. You are wonderful. You are enough. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye.